Okay, guys, I'm back. Sorry about that on the last one. Instead of pausing it, I ended it. So this is what I was going to show you on the pound kiwi. Now, this is a smaller term time frame, but if we go down to the 15-minute here, now we're always trying to look for trends, trends and corrections. So here's the 15. Let's just play around here. Yeah, you can see it between about the 15 and the 30-minute chart on the pound kiwi. I'll leave it on the 15. So we had this move down on the pound kiwi. Let's go to the 4-hour here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so if we label this, and again, I don't always have to label it, but I'm looking for corrections. So I was looking at this point right here was the end of this trend, this downtrend. It doesn't mean it's not going to keep going down at some point, but I'm just saying this trend right here ended right here. And I saw that on the chart. And so then I went down to a lower time frame and tried to find that. So here's that line right here. And what happened was it did. So I went long right here. And it's not on my demo account, but it is on my live account. This one I didn't take on the demo. I just forgot to do it. But I went long right here when I saw this trend ended, and then I start to see it move up impulsively. Actually, I think I got in right about here. Because I could count the waves, I could see it. It was a completed trend, and the wave 1 and the wave 5 were almost the same length, and so I took the chance and I got in. And so now what we're looking at here, you can see this move up. So here's your 1, 2, 3. Now we're in a 4, and we're going to go back up again for 5. And the 5 will probably be about the same length as the 1, so somewhere around 100 pips. So I don't know where this wave 4 probably will end soon, and we'll go back up to somewhere around the 177.10 area. So on this particular correction that's in effect right now, you can kind of see the ABC. So this is a wave 4 correction. It's usually more sloppy and sideways, which is what this is. And you can also see it right here in the CCI. You notice when the CCI was going compressed straight up right here on this green candles, and now it's drifting sideways and down, kind of like what I was showing you on the FOMC trades. So what will happen is this will continue to drift down. Then when this is a wave 4 phenomena, it will compress. You'll see the CCI compress hard and turn up one more time. And I expect that that's going to probably happen soon. It may actually happen during the Asian session. It may happen during London. And this is going to shoot up again. But again, the original setup goes back to around the 4-hour where I could see this trend had ended. You had this 1, 2, 3, 4. You had a 3-wave correction up for 4, and then we went down for 5. And this move from here to here is about, I don't know if I measured that too closely, but around 190 pips. Okay, and if you go down and measure this one, this is the wave 1, again, depending where you place it, around 190 pips. So this wave 1 is about the same length as the wave 5. Now that's not a hard set Elliott rule, but it's a rule of thumb, especially if the wave 3 appears to be the longest, which it usually is. So you had the 1, 2, you had the big 3, then you had an ABC up for 4, and then you went down for 5. And again, if you went down to a really short time frame, you could probably pick out the trend, the wave 5 trend. Obviously there'd be 5 waves in here, there'd be 5 waves in here for 1, and there would be 5 waves in here or so, or maybe more for wave 3. But again, I'm just looking at the shape. I don't really need to count those waves, but if you went down, you'd probably see them. So this is it. Now, saying, well, what's it going to do after that? Well, if we go out to the longer time frame, let me clean this up again. Get this off here. So now here we are on the daily chart. Now we've seen this whole thing has continued down quite a bit. Okay, you could look at this as an a 1, 2. This whole thing could be a 3 right here. I don't know. And now we're in maybe a wave 4. So what we could be in right now perhaps is you know, an ABC up, so that we're going to continue up, and then it'll come down. This will end, this correction up will end on the daily chart, and then we'll come down again on the daily chart. But again, it's a daily chart, so if it's going to go up, it could go up quite a bit. A small move up in the daily chart is a lot of pips, especially on this pair. But it gets back to my other point that, you know, you got to keep the longer trend in mind, and the longer trend here is suggesting that this trend is down until it proves otherwise. Then I look at this as a correction. So, but it doesn't mean you can't trade it. Again, it's a daily chart, so either way, I'm looking for this to go up more. Ultimately, this might just end up being an ABC, and then it'll go down again. But I don't know. This could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it could really go up a lot. But at the very least, I'm expecting, you know, probably an ABC, and have this go up. And so, anyway, so going back down again, I am long this pair. Okay, so, and that's what we need to keep an eye on. So, but you know, so keep the larger trend in mind about where it might go. But in the meantime, this is what I'm looking at. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so I'm going to stay long on this at least until this gets back up, and again, it'll probably go up to the 177.10 area, which would make it equal to about this move up. So that's going to be my target, somewhere up there. And then if it gets to that point around there, I'll probably exit, and then I'll just wait and see what happens. But I still think that potentially this is going to go up. That may correct and go up even more. So we'll see. Because this is starting to look like an ABC. When you have this impulsive move up and then you have a long protracted sideways move, that's usually, to me, I've found that this a lot of times is an ABC. Where if this was a 1 and a 2, usually the 2 would be a sharp correction down and then straight up. But now you've got this move up, and this is the daily chart. Now you've had many days of just sloppy, choppy, sideways action. So I'm probably thinking this is an ABC, and then we'll turn back down. But again, even if this is the start of, say, a wave C up, the wave A was, you know, around 1,000 pips. So you know, even if this is a wave C from this point, you know, you're going to talk 1,000 pips. It's going to get you back up to somewhere around the 184.75 area. So it's still, you could still look for several longs in here, but again, just keep in mind that the longer term trend still is down, and so you know, you just have to keep that in mind. Doesn't mean you can't trade it to the long side. Just be aware of what's going on the higher time frames. So I'm in it for now long, and I'm going to stay with it. I'm going to watch that 15-minute trend, and I probably will exit, and then I'll watch and see, and if it corrects and starts to go up again, which I suspect it will, then I'll look to get back in until such time that I see the downtrend on the daily chart continue, if it does. And if it doesn't and it keeps going up, that's fine. I'll get back in and I'll stay with it. You know, if this is a longer term turn on the daily chart, and it's going to go further, that's fine. It can be adaptable, but we don't know at this point. So all you can do is just keep the longer term trend in mind. You can trade it on the shorter time frame in the direction it's moving there, which is currently up. But again, just remember what this picture looks like on the daily chart. So alright, so that's it, guys. Hope that helps. Any questions, comments, please feel free to leave them, and I will talk to you all soon.